In today's video, I am so excited to share this DIY living room makeover with you. It took a month of kind of planning, envisioning it how I wanted in my head, and we made it come to life. So I will just walk you through this and tell you all about the new changes that are coming. So the tape that you see right there, it's always a good idea to tape out new projects. I was trying to visualize how I wanted the board and batten to look, so I have a few different widths of the tape, but I end up doing something completely different than what I originally thought. Here is the sketch that I came up with. I end up doing just a little bit different. I take out that top horizontal row. This mantle I ordered from Wayfair. I thought it would save my husband a little bit of time on building one, so I just ordered this. It was a great deal. We needed exactly 6 feet long, and I found one that was exactly that length. The real reason that we needed to change out the mantle in here is because we really wanted to put the TV up above the mantle, and this fireplace is huge. I'm 5'5" and it is just slightly taller than me, so having the TV be way up there, it hurts your neck. So we wanted to see if we could lower the actual mantle a little bit while still keeping the brick intact, just because we didn't want to do a complete demo. That would have been a huge project. We wanted to salvage what we could, and honestly in the end we only gave ourselves an extra maybe 3 inches of lowering the actual TV, but you know, it turned out beautiful and I am so happy with the end result. We did end up having to change this top board out, and I love this new one. I feel like it's on trend and timeless at the same time. I love how it turned out. The previous owners did have an electrical outlet on the top of their mantle, so we did have to move it to the wall, and we just have to play around with how the boards are going to go around it. I was kind of thinking that I could plug in Christmas lights or something in there if we ever needed to, so I didn't really want to get rid of it. I will link in the corner up here my previous living room makeover so you can see how this room started when we moved in. I am kind of changing up my style, and I think I finally figured out what I want to do. I did try out these curtains from Target. I do love them, but they looked brown in my room, and I really wanted to go for a more casual look, and I felt like these were more elegant. So I do want to change those out, and some of these decor pieces and tables are not going to be in here anymore. I just want to change up what I'm doing. I was going for an eclectic look, but I really love Studio McGee. I also love Property Brothers. So a mix of modern, contemporary, organic with definitely cozy and inviting vibes. So that's really what I'm gonna go for. It was my mistake. We were originally going to just keep the window trim that was here, but it didn't really go with the board and batten boards. We are using 1x4s for the board and batten, so we just did a smaller version of that around the window. So my husband agreed that it would look better, so he went ahead and took it off and replaced that for us, and I am so glad we did. It looks 10 times better with the boards matching. My husband usually does all the cutting and putting up of the boards. I might help with some nailing, but then it's my job to do all the caulking, fill the nail holes, and paint, which I don't mind doing. I love doing those finishing touches, but I will say because of the vaulted ceiling, there were a lot of angles at the top, and I don't think it was the easiest for him. So if you don't have vaulted ceilings, it will probably be 10 times better if you decide to tackle this project because of the straight lines. So we're just playing around with where we want the boards to go. I kind of had a specific place that I wanted the boards, one in the center of the window, one between the window and the fireplace mantle, one in the middle, and then one planking each side of the middle one. So it helps to use the tape to just kind of measure out where you want things. The tape right there to the left is where the end of the TV will go. So I wanted to visualize that as well when we were trying to plan this out so that I could see how the boards would look with the TV. I am filling in between the boards with wood filler. This just helps to fill those little cracks that you see. And then other places, I will use caulk. You also want to fill all the nail holes as well. I love this. I like making it look like a completed project, and I know that the end is in sight, so I have no problem doing this work right here. And this is where we're at right now. The blue tape up there, I was gonna add another horizontal line, but after visualizing where the TV will go, I decided it was just gonna look way too busy. So we decided to keep that one out. Right here, I'm filling in all the nail holes. Luckily, there aren't too many, and I just put on a podcast and just go away and fill these up really quick. Now I am using the caulk in all the seams. This is what really gives it that nice finishing touch and makes it look like it's part of the wall and not something that you built afterwards. If you have trim that's kind of coming away from your wall, you can use caulk to just touch it up and make it look like it's part of the wall again and not coming off. I use caulk on all of our projects. It just gives it a beautiful finishing touch. I am starting on painting. I actually love painting, but let me tell you the story about this room. I originally painted this room pure white by Sherwin-Williams, and it's a beautiful color, and it was just giving off a bluish tint. And that is because this room is facing north. How your house faces, what light you're getting in the windows makes a huge difference with paint. That's why what paint works for one person may not work for another person, all depending on the lighting in your home. So after I lived with the pure white for a few months, I knew that that blue hue was just not gonna look very good in the dreary winter months. So I went out and I got Alabaster by Sherwin-Williams. It is a more creamy white, but it's not too yellow. I will say it depends on the sun that you're getting in your house. It could look yellow, but in this room, because it always gets kind of a blue cast from the sky, it looked amazing in here. It is that perfect off-white, slightly creamy color that I was going for, and it completely eliminated that blue tone. Because this wall was already white, I only had to do one coat, which was so nice. And here is the finished product. I think it looks amazing. And I can't believe that the vision that I had on that paper actually came to life. We got our fireplace working for the first time. It just looks so nice. So I have a few more plans for this room. There's a reason why we didn't go all the way to the floor with the board and batten, and I will show you that in just a minute. It's now time to try to get this TV up here. This is a 65-inch TV. It's super heavy, but it is one of those frame TVs, and I absolutely love that. But because of the height, it was really hard for me to lift this above my head and try to get it up there. But we finally did, and I do love having a beautiful picture up there during the day. I made sure to clean it off really good from any fingerprints once it was up there, and my husband was working on the box that comes with the frame TV and setting that up. Luckily, it's pretty easy. Now the fun part, start decorating. So the TV was over here on this back wall. It was just kind of a temporary solution until we figured out the mantle situation, but this console that you see here, we are going to take that out of this room because we don't need it there anymore. You can see the new curtains that I have hung up, and we're just gonna make sure this room gets a good cleaning. I filled and sanded the holes where the TV was, so now I'm going to repaint this side of the wall alabaster so that it matches the rest of the room.
I hear thunder, I hear lightning, I hear wonders, and everybody wanna go, but no one really cares to know.
I needed to finish up a few coats on this door, so I figured now was a good time. And of course, I still have that wall over there. That mudroom area that you see, that's the door to the garage, and we just got some shiplap to work on that back wall over there so that we can get my kids' backpacks hung up over there and just kind of make it a little bit nicer looking. We are currently in the process of creating as much storage in our house as we can. The previous owners didn't really have a lot of storage places, so I had to use this cabinet to just kind of hide all the odds and ends that I had laying around. So we need to empty it out before we take it out of this room. It will probably end up in our basement area for maybe the TV. I'm not quite sure yet. I haven't decided, but I do love the pretty wood tones on it. It was from IKEA. My plan all along was to get this cabinet in that back living room. So I have been using it for a pantry. And now that we have our nice built-ins there, this was gonna go in the back living room, and I can kind of put some home decor items in it to just make it look super nice and cozy in there. I did an IKEA hack on this, and I will link that up in the corner and in the description below for you. I painted it. I added some wood pieces to the front of it to make a pretty design, and I also added puck lights in there. When we do our kitchen remodel, we will be replacing the rest of the flooring. So the carpet will go and there will be some beautiful wood vinyl plank in here with a rug. And I think that will completely transform the room when that happens. We always make sure to secure this to the wall. It is way too heavy and not super safe to not do so. So we want to make sure that anyone that opens it doesn't fall on their head. So my husband is doing that really quick, and then we can start working on the next project. Remember how the board and batten didn't go all the way to the floor? And that is because I've had a vision to do a window bench on each side. I was originally going to have my husband build window benches, but let's be real, we have a lot of house to remodel. So I looked on Pinterest and kind of came up with this idea to use these IKEA Kallax for a window bench. I wouldn't recommend like sitting on them for long periods of time or putting a lot of weight on them, but they look super cute. They house extra storage. What we're doing here is adding the doors. Normally the IKEA Kallax just comes as a plain unit, but you can add doors or drawers. And because I wanted it to look really built in, I decided to order the doors as well. Now it's time to get these in place. I did end up ordering some cushions from Etsy, so I'm just waiting for all of that to arrive, and then I feel like it will look like a real window bench. Once the flooring is changed, we are going to build up the window benches a little bit higher and put some trim on the bottom so they look like an actual built-in piece. One of my couches is 84 inches long and the other one is 94, I believe. And you wouldn't think it would make that much of a difference, but I decided to switch the walls that they were on because of my end vision in my head. So I'm just trying to move these. They are a lot heavier than they seem. Here is the moment you've been waiting for, and I will say this room is not completely done. I am waiting on a few pieces to arrive. I have purchased a few more pieces. I'm still playing around with the room. Right after this, I had to quickly decorate for Christmas. So we had a beautiful snowstorm and it just looks amazing out there, but this is how the living room looks right now. And after Christmas, I'm excited to do some decorating with you in here. We're gonna decorate that storage cabinet and just switch up a few things. The window bench cushions will come and an art piece, and we're just gonna make it look so amazing in here. I can't wait to do that with you. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you back here soon.